DJ Moss, official B Moss on Instagram. This is episode 4 of our show called Undiscovered. I have a very special guest in the building, man. My man, J.E. Floats. What's going on, my brother? Ariel, you ready? You ready for this? Look. So the thing about this interview, I told you before we off camera, I was like, listen, all we doing is having a conversation. Mm-hmm. So, you ready? Are you ready for what's about to happen? It's going to be a roller coaster ride. One of the first things I want to talk to you about was how long you been doing music.
This will actually be my 14th month. I started a month before you came to Milwaukee.
Wow. Yeah, so that was last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you're taking it a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is different last year versus now?
Just a learning experience. Mm-hmm. Just learning how to stage presence is a real thing. Performance is a real thing. Mm-hmm. Controlling the crowd, making quality music is just so much more than just putting stuff on the track and just throwing it out there to the world.
Right.
You gotta get your businesses. You gotta have the right paperwork behind. Of course, you want to get paid. You don't want to get sued. Like, it's so much. And I always felt like I thought I knew like enough, just enough to get me by, but it turns out you never know.
You just tip of the iceberg, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
So what do you think is some of the examples that you felt like is new to you that you just learned?
Performance, because last year, like, I was doing shows leading up to your event,
right? But
for some odd reason, your event was just a different event. Like, more people came, important people like you guys was there, and I know I wasn't the only one, because we all in the building with the same dream, with the same goal, but just to see everybody's faces, like, I'm not the only nervous one. I'm like, oh, this is serious. And then just getting up there and almost bombing it, but recovering it in the middle of course, like, you can't just go, like, it ain't amateur night messing with us at all. So I learned like, that was the beginning of actually a beautiful journey for sure, because I started practicing more, taking it serious, and breath control, that's a real thing. So just like, it all started with that show, to be honest.
Do you feel like what you eat and what you consume into your body plays a role into how you perform as well?
Yeah, because everybody got their own thing, you know, from addicts to people eating healthy and stuff. Like Wiz Khalifa just did a whole transformation. He worked out to do all of that. So I always say, like, whatever works for you. I'm not trying to be like trying to change people's lives and stuff. But I do eat healthy all the time. So whatever works for them as an artist, that's all I say.
So what do you feel like is your style of music now versus then?
Then it was more like, I ain't gonna say like Lil Wayne, but the example was like how Lil Wayne used to do mixtapes. Was always doing it over people's beats and just dropping it. I'm not saying I'm Wayne, I was just giving an example.
Absolutely, yeah.
But now I'm like, I have a concept with my songs. I took the time to actually make hooks, and like learn to actually do hooks, and just like finding my lane. And that's what a lot of artists is kind of struggle with, is finding their lane. Like, they don't know if they want to deep street and be honest, and they feel like they do this lane, they can't cross over to that. And I don't want to feel restricted to doing any type of music. I want to feel like if I want to talk about single moms with my song Royalty, I can do it. If I want my Houston friends to rap about where they diamonds, I made a song about them, diamonds. Like, it all depends for that. If I'm in a feeling for people like who didn't know their dad and how it was to actually grow up with a dad, I got a song called Letter to Dad. So it was just all over the place. I didn't want to put myself in just a one category box, and I definitely learned that for sure since last year.
How's your family support you, or friends? How are they Are they supportive of what you're doing, or because sometimes I understand, like, family don't really support until they see something big come out of it.
My mom believed from the jump. My dad believed from the jump. My siblings did. It took everybody else. Like, you got to show me, little nigga. You got to show me.
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay. And coming from my dad's side, who actually is from like a family of musicians, none of them actually went this far. And I don't even feel like I scratched the surface yet, to be honest. But to see like the friends thing, it's like, no. I mean, you can tell them like, hey, I got this, and this, and this. But the thing with me is, I'm an observer. If I tell you something and like I'll show you anything or do that, and you do something like for a whole nother person, like the energy you give towards him and like towards me like that, it's like different and stuff. So people, they don't believe. I'm not gonna force them. Like, no, like, it's okay.
Are you still friends with them still, or?
I mean, the communication definitely lessened, and then on top of that, most of them are first time fathers and stuff. So I let them definitely let them do that, but they still have the time to do everything for that. So I I don't do too biggie on my friends and stuff like that. They gotta like just like me. This how I always felt about my family, but my family on both sides in both states, they really supportive.
So what's the other state that your other side of your family from?
They're from Canton, Ohio, where the Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, okay. Have you ever performed anywhere outside of Milwaukee?
I have one time and one time only, and that was twice, I'm sorry, back home in Ohio, but I don't even really count that. So if I count that, I did one in Austin, Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, shout out to Lisa Mack. She had got me.
Oh, I know Lisa. Yeah, she based out of Houston. Yeah, she do a lot of things. How was that show?
That was more nerve-wracking too. It's like y'all is like there, and I'm not saying it was like that, but I don't think personally as an artist I was ready. I was just like, all right, let me just take the leap of faith. That was the first one for sure, and then yours was just like the Mike Tyson blow. Like, yeah, go back to the lab. You're not ready. So
the thing about our shows that's different that I feel like everyone needs to know is that we're a well organized, showcase.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't just do open mic events, because I don't like calling them that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for the layman term, that's pretty much what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But with us, we try to make sure that we provide the best quality show that you will never get nowhere else across the country. At least that's how we feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't want you to feel like you're discouraged by just, it didn't work out the way you wanted it to. But take it as a learning experience from what you can do better and be like, bro, I'm coming back next year, or I'm coming back I'll go someplace when they're close by, like Chicago or something like that. And I see that you're ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a lot more confidence this year. You're like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna do this again. You know what I'm saying? And if this don't work, I'm gonna do this again. And you're not giving up. And the thing that I feel like most people, especially that do music, give up so early in their career versus, some people have been doing it a long time. What do you feel like is the difference for the people that give up so early versus the people that's been doing it a long time?
I seen it last year at the show. After the show, people literally walk off the stage after you do the interview and stuff with them, and then it's all in their face. Like, yeah, you can put on the smile and everything, but right when that camera go off and you get up and walk, their face just immediately changes. Mm-hmm. So I had seen it. Then me just being the person I am, I actually did look at the list because it's the same email. I looked at the list from last year. I'll probably say it's only like 3 people from last year that's even doing it this year. So I didn't let it discourage me at all. I always felt like, all right, what can I improve on? Because if you think you know everything, you think you're perfect, you stuck. Right. I always say, like, the more I don't know, I can still keep going.
Elevate. So how long do you plan on letting this music thing go? Like, cause what if it don't go the way you want it to go? Is there a plan B, or is it?
Oh yeah, always a plan B. That's what college and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it's definitely for. I went to college for sports management. So,
oh really?
Yeah. So
okay.
Athletic director is definitely in the plans, and plus, everybody's like selling clothes and stuff. But I want to actually put a brand behind it. I got something with my college roommate. I don't even know if I can say this on camera, but I'm gonna say it anyway. We trying to get it this spring. He stays in Colorado, Aurora. I ain't gonna say his name until we get this whole thing mapped out, but I'm trying to get this cross brand to have my own dispensary weed with him because he owns his own. So
that's cool.
We've been talking about it for a couple of months so far. The plan is going up. I didn't even want to release it, but you guys are the first. So
no, that's fine. We got the exclusive. Nah, it's cool. We don't release too much, but I understand that. So it's good to know that you do have a plan B, just in case this doesn't work out.
Yeah.
You ever thought about getting into music management, or helping another artist come up?
I actually do it now. I wouldn't say manage it, but if I feel like if an artist is ready for a show and they up and coming like me, I'll just throw it at them. I feel like you should do this, get your money right, or do this and just do that. I ain't the type of artist to because Milwaukee is unfortunately a crab in a barrel city. They don't like to. It really was the crate challenge before the crate challenge. They'll laugh at you when you fall, and then they'll be shocked as hell when you do the whole thing. So my whole thing was I just wanted to show the same people. I grew up on love. You only grow up on either you grow up on love or you grow up on survival.
Right.
So I didn't really have to survive like that until I came to Milwaukee. But I just wanted to show people, hey, there's genuine people out here who want to see you make it as well as me. I can't die with all of this,
right.
and none of this. So y'all can have the same information as me.
It's sad. Oh, go ahead.
It's just people, I don't know. People be stingy with information. They feel like, oh, it's the keys to life. I'm not telling them. And then how will the new generation or how will other artists in your city conquer or prosper? They just afraid of another artist blowing up. In reality, that artist could really be the kick down the door and it's all eyes in your city. But a lot of people don't see it like how I see it. They think it should be them that they're the gatekeepers. I'm the one that got to do it. Or me. And it's not like that. And you see it in Atlanta like
True.
all the time. Atlanta support Atlanta like crazy. Even before when Outkast won that first award.
Right.
Y'all gonna show some South. And ever since, like really ever since then, it's been a wrap. I always said the Midwest is like the most overlooked, but they don't disrespect us. And I'm just trying to like put a little bit more flashlight. They don't disrespect the Midwest, but they definitely just, man, Milwaukee, man, Minnesota, man, Cleveland, Ohio, man, Indiana, like shit like that. And I don't think it's fair to us as a region at all. So I'm trying.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, sadly, a lot of people feel like the last city to support you is your hometown. The first city to hate them is your hometown. Mm-hmm. And then once you get on, the first people, the people in your hometown, yeah, they'll be like, oh, he ain't never did nothing for the city anyway. I'm from a city called Jackson, Mississippi, originally. I moved to Atlanta in 2016. Mm-hmm. And then, like, I started throwing shows in Atlanta. I started throwing shows all over the country. It wasn't until last year where people started to, hey, he might can make a difference in my life. He might can make a difference. You know what I'm saying? I want to do music. I might want to rock with him at his shows. I used to have, I remember when only 7 people used to be at my shows. You know what I'm saying? 7, like not 7 artists, 7 people. And I'm counting the bartender and the club owner, the door person. It used to be only 7 people in the venue. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. But the thing about me was that I never gave up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to feel like you should give up as far as the music thing goes. The thing about it is a lot of people don't know how to market themselves correctly.
Or network.
Or network too. Network. That's a very big thing.
Or network. They go to the shows and don't talk to nobody. Like last year I was in you and Lucy's face. I'm like, hey, like I'm trying to be like, I'm trying to get where y'all at for real. And then just seeing that, but that was honestly like the kick door, because after that, people who was like from the city, was from the show, like Sir Quinn asked me to do the cipher. He's like, don't feel discouraged, you can do this cipher. And then after the ciphers was really like, here we are. So
no, and it's nothing wrong with that too. What do you feel like is going to be your next plan after the show tonight? Like what's next? What's big next? What you got coming up?
Definitely got I'm working on my album. My first one, Born to Do It Too. That album, the first one was a mixtape, and it's finna be big. Like I plan on doing this one really, really big. Of course, I got the stuff with there's Texas coming back up really, really soon on that. I plan on coming back home. My boy Nakaso got a show, not a showcase, but he's throwing the album release party. I'm on his album, but he's doing a show for it. So he brings out some people and stuff. You might know her. I got it's Vonnie. She's from Mississippi.
Yeah, I know Vonnie.
I got her on. She's on the album.
How did you mean? How you know Vonnie?
IG. I had seen
no way.
I had seen it across. How did I come across it? She posted the flyer, but way before the flyer, we both was in. I want to say Clubhouse so bad. I really, really do, but it's not. Vonnie
Small world, man. Small world.
And she, when we linked up, I had heard a couple of her songs, and I'm like,
if I didn't know,
fire. I don't know how she not on right now, but she it's only a matter of time with her. So I let her hear some of my music, and she was like, you just different. And plus, Milwaukee people be in Mississippi, so she thought I was already there, and that just took off. So my whole thing was, let me just network with people. Our strategy was to network with like the upper people from this tour. In all honesty, that's going to Atlanta and stuff. So I want I feel like I got enough material and stuff, and now that my songs from last year is actually starting to get plays and stuff. So I'm like, all right, I can sit on that just a little bit more, where I can network and get these songs out, get this album together, get these music videos together, so I can just think. That's the most thing too, is the music videos. I want to make enough to the point where I can just sit like, all right, time to drop this, drop it. Right. Like just knock this stuff out the way. Like the work ethic is definitely impeccable. I just Just
I
planning.
can definitely tell. Like you got a plan for yourself. That's another thing. Make sure that you're well organized and understand the plan behind what you plan to do with the. That's why I asked you that. Like, what's next?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's the plan? You know, I asked you what's the plan B just in case music don't go. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I just really want to know where you are up here because you'd be surprised. Sometimes I have niggas come up here and sit down and be like, Brian, ain't no plan B. This gonna work. Like, and I have to, of course, you know, I'm gonna support you regardless.
Yeah,
but I just want to understand, like, you know what I'm saying? Life does happen.
Shit happens out there.
Yeah, like what do you plan on doing? I have a plan B with my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what's next if it don't go the way you want it to go? You know what I'm saying?
Like tell my music friends, it's like life insurance. Like you with your like you got your husband or wife and kids and stuff. One of y'all pass away.
But you don't leave your people. You gotta leave. They gotta be straight.
You gotta have a plan B.
That's
like
true.
everybody need a plan B. At least a D in my life. At least D through
Yeah, true that. True
Shit
that.
definitely does happen to fuck up more. Even the backup plans. I done seen it with music artists, even regular people, photographers, models, and they don't have the plan B. They just think it's all or nothing. Some people start too late. Some people start too early, and I never knock them for that because Benny the Butcher is like 34 and he got signed. 2 Chainz was 30 something and he
Yes,
was.
sir, yeah. How old are you now?
I'm actually 27. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you got a little time. You got a little time.
Got time.
So if you're on tour right now, let's go to my last question. If you're on tour right now, who gonna be the three people you take with you? You got 3 people to take on tour with you right now. Who you gonna take?
You're already looking at 2 of them.
Okay, so you gotta pick one more.
That's the last one. It'll probably be my big brother AJ because he sings and stuff. Neo, so he'll be at the show tonight too.
Shout out AJ.
Might be the only R&B singer there.
Okay.
I don't know, like Neo Soul, he might be the only one there. So
That'll be dope.
I don't know how y'all might take that, but it's gonna be interesting to see him do this for sure.
Well, I'm definitely excited to see you perform tonight, man. I'm ready for you to perform tonight. Is there anything that you want the people to know just personally about yourself before we wrap up this interview?
Oh, easily. You can definitely follow me on all of the platforms. JE Floats, J.E.space_floats. My Instagram, J.E._floats. Like it does not stop at all.
Well, that concludes our interview, man. Me and JE Floats. This is Undiscovered episode 4, man, and we are out.